Hey guys, ArkhIce here, and I wanted to make this video this soon because I know with Zelda's being on global, and one of the things I said in Should You Summon for Zelda's and everything, Zelda and Chandler, was that I said one of my recommendations was to wait and see who is coming out for anniversary and then decide by then what you should do, right? Well, this is basically an update video to that, and I will be making another one of this video again in the future, like closer to the time when it's announced that Bond is going to come out on global, because by then we'll have information on the second anniversary part 2, everything exactly is coming out then. So yeah, so basically in this video I'm just going to be talking about should you summon for Bond, should you actually wait for Bond and get him. So yeah, before we hop in and talk about this, make sure you subscribe if you haven't yet, and hit that notification bell if you will get notified when we upload. Now, first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go over the skills of Bond, and Arthur, because Arthur is important for this. Also, the banner that Bond is on, and the banner that is Arthur's on, right? So first off, we're gonna start off with the skills of Bond, right? So Bond, his passive is whenever his ultimate gauge fills due to anything at all except for if anything fills his ultimate gauge, he gets his max HP increased by 8% for 3 turns. It's a maximum of 5 times, right? It is a great debuff, right? And when his passive activates, he cleanses all forms of stat decrease and debuffs, right? And since it is a great debuff, it can't be removed by, buff removal and everything. So yeah, that is one thing to note. His first skill is a AoE detonate card that is based on the max HP, his max HP, right? Percentage of it, 9%, 14%, 21%, and of course it's AoE. He has a secondary card that is insanely good, right? It's a AoE for all of your team, right? It applies an effect that heals diminished HP of all allies by 20%. It goes all the way up to 50% rank 3 at the start of your turn, and then it gives a buff to everyone that increases the max HP by 10% all the way up to 30% for 2 turns, and then on rank 3 it goes up to 3 turns, right? It is a really, really good buff. It helps out a lot with Bond's kit and what he does and everything, and he's just a really, really good healer and everything. And of course his ultimate is basically the same thing as this, except without the detonate. And from level 1, it is 30% of max HP of all enemies. This is Bond skills. He is really, really good. I will go more to battle him and everything after we get done talking about the other skills of Arthur and then the banners, alright? Okay, so we have the Excalibur Arthur here, right? He was on the 242 banner. And his passive is, if all allies are humans, increases max HP of allies by 30%, and increases damage dealt to enemies by 20%, right? It's a really, really good passive and everything. It applies it during battle and stuff. It has no restrictions of where you can use it. He has a AoE charge attack that it doesn't really do much damage, but he has it there. It can do some, right? His second card is a stance that taunts enemies and then decreases his damage taken by 30% and goes all the way up to 75%, and then of course it's 1 turn up to 2 turns, and then whenever he does get attacked by an enemy, right, it reduces their ult gauge by 1 orb, and if it's rank 3, it's 2 orbs, right? So it is a form of ult control as well. And of course his ultimate is a single target detonate ultimate, right? It's really, really powerful and stuff. So yeah, that is Arthur's skills. He is really, really good. He was on the 242 banner, the step up banner and everything. So I do have Grand Cross here, right? Because both banners still out, right? So we can go over, exactly who are on the banners and everything. So yeah. So we have here, Chris Bond, we have Escanor, the one Escanor, we have Blossbane, Best King. Now, any unit past this could be different on global, because we got these units by voting, right? And these units in here are the top 15 that were voted. So it could be slightly different on global, or it could be the exact same. I do expect it to be relatively the same, because most of these units are units that people are going to be wanting, right? We have Chandler, of course, right, because he's a new one in global and everything. We have Red Easton, we have Mark II Villainty, we have Dana for Liz, Sario, Tarmiel, Blue Mono, Red Lilia, we have Luduciel, we have Blue Easton, Red Darriere, Blue Lilia, Green Escanor, Green Fighter Deanne, and then Blue D Meliodas, right? That's the units on the Bond banner and everything, right? And if we move over here to the Arthur banner, it has, of course, Arthur, Mark II Villainty, Blue Mono, Red Camilla, Blue Matrona, Zaratros, Blue Easton, Bellion, Elate, Death Pierce, and then Blue Halram. Those are the banners, and those are the skills of the units and everything. Now, going based off all this, should you wait in 7 for Bond? And right off the bat, my answer is yes. You should skip banners and save up all your gems to get 1 copy of Bond and 1 copy of Arthur. Arthur is a 242 banner. It takes 242 gems to get 1 guaranteed copy of him. Bond, it takes 900 gems and to get guaranteed 1 copy. And in total, it's 1,142 gems is what you need to get a guaranteed copy of both from each banner, right? From the banners, right? Of course, you could get lucky before then and everything with your gems, but I do think that you should save in 7 for Bond, right? And let me explain why. So Bond, right? Bond, so when Excalibur first came out, Excalibur Arthur, we were like, okay, he's good, but he's not like the best, you know. He's just, you know, good, that nothing more. It's not really a team for him, he's not meta and everything, right? Well, then we have Bond, right? And Bond came out. Bond is very, very OP, right? What Bond did was something we call in the gacha market, meta shattering. Someone who goes to the meta, completely breaks it, and changes it around him. That's what Bond did. Bond is the new meta. He came in and shattered the ReZero team. He shattered the Assault Meta's team. He shattered the One Escanor team. Bond is insanely strong. You will be seeing him in Ungeared get up to like 400 to 500k HP and dealing tons of damage. And then in Geared, you'll see him 700 800k HP dealing even more damage then. He just wipes teams from level 1. He's insanely strong. And then combined with Arthur and everything, increasing, you know, Bond's max HP, his damage dealt, along with the taunt, Arthur, you know, taunted and tanked a Red Escanor 6 out of 6 ult. Still had over half his HP left. He took that and tanked it completely. And that's the thing about this team, is that when you face other teams with this team that are not Bond, what happens is that Bond kills you. Because you cannot kill the Bond team fast enough, legitimately, unless you out CC him. And the only team that can legitimately do it without CCing him is the ReZero team, right? But even then, it's still an RNG fest of whether you can do it or not. Because the team that the main big team that we've seen is Bond, Arthur, and Red Easton, right? And if you didn't know what Red Easton, let's go over here to characters. We'll go and pull up Easton for you. Current Crest Dave, there it goes. Not Easton. So Easton, right? Her passive, you know, decreases damage to allies take from single target attacks. She has an ult control and everything. And then, of course, she has a remove debuffs, right? So you would have to freeze her and then freeze her stun Bond and everything, right? That's what you would have to do. You have to make sure you have multiple, which can be done with the team. But it is an RNG fest to make it happen. And, of course, with Arthur, you still want to actually get rid of Arthur as well because of his taunt. And then you gotta actually take down Bond and get through all of his HP. If you're not able to constantly keep Bond in control, right? What's gonna happen is that Bond is going to wipe you. And if Bond gets his ult and his ult goes off, it's instant death. Even if you face, if you face our Bond team, you know, you have the same HP and everything. In that instance, it's whoever gets ult first. It's basically ult rush. It's the Lost Vein ult rush meta and everything then, right? Bond completely changes the meta. No matter what team you face, and the only team that has a legitimate actual chance is the ReZero team, and that's with a complete RNG fest. And then the Bond team, which is just ult rushing, right? Bond completely changes the meta. He just breaks everything, and I'm gonna be honest, I think Bond was a mistake. He is very, very, very OP. And he's someone you're guaranteed gonna want to get. He just does so much damage. Legitimately. I don't have. I'll show. You'll see it, right? I'll maybe upload a video. I don't know if it's gonna be tomorrow. It probably will be tomorrow. Or basically the same day this is going up, right? Because as this video, this is what I'm saying. Probably the same day this is going up, I will probably release in a geared showcase. Without Red Easton, right? With only Arthur and like someone else, showcasing how much damage he can do and how much HP he gets up to, because it's legitimately a lot. Yeah. That's it. That's what I gotta say. A summon for him, save and summon for him. It really doesn't matter if you like the AM team and you really want Chandler to boost your AM team. It legitimately doesn't matter in the face of Bond. In the face of Bond, it doesn't matter, because Bond legitimately just wipes everyone. There's no way to get around it. He is broken. The only way I see you get around it is if they release with the second anniversary, release someone that can go good against gray debuffs, that gets extra damage against gray debuffs. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys next video. Bye bye.